there's 13 different things that you could do to assist the shooter at the craps table. And I think number 11 is one of the most important. Hey, my name is Joe and this is my Craps Master journey. Let's make it yours too. Hey, I've been playing craps for a little over 2 years now, and this channel is about making this my journey and sharing my journey with everybody. And today we're going to be talking about helping the shooter, things that you could do at the craps table to help the shooter become more successful. So coming in at number 1 is keeping your hands out of the craps table area. So after the stickman yells dice out, make sure that you get your hands out from the inside the rail area as fast as possible. One thing that you can do is as soon as your bets are made, in other words, when you place your bet, put the chips into the come area onto the table, and then take your hands out and then give the dealer a verbal cue of what you want to do with those chips. Number 2, clear the landmines from the end of the table. So hey, if you're standing at the end of the table and there's a bunch of chips that are stacked up on the pass line or the don't pass line, make sure that you clear an area about yay wide so that way the shooter can hopefully throw the dice and not land into any of the chips. Now the area that you want to clear out is usually straight down that pass line. So if you look at the edge of the table from where the shooter's throwing, go right down that pass line, and that would be the area if they're shooting from stick 1 right or left or stick 2 right or left. If they're shooting from the end of the table, you want to clear the area that's straight across the table from them. Another way to look at it is, watch to see where the shooters are throwing a dice. And if that shooter happens to be thrown in the corner, then clear that area. If they're shooting straight out like they should be, then clear that, make sure that area is clear. Hey, number 3 is letting the shooter concentrate unless they're communicating with you. In other words, hey, if they're not saying or doing or making any emotions towards you, let them be. Let them concentrate on the shot. Let them concentrate on setting the dice. Let them concentrate on getting the rhythm down. You don't want to do anything to interrupt that rhythm. You don't want to do anything to interrupt their concentration, because as soon as you do, we all know what's coming. Usually it's big red. Number 4, make sure that you get your bets in on time. So as soon as the dealer pays the bets out, start putting your bets down into the come area. Start putting your bets onto the pass line or don't pass line, whatever bet you're making. So as soon as that dealer is done paying out the bets, taking the bets, get your next one out there. So that way you're ready to go. And that way the dealer has a chance to set up whatever you want them to do, set up before that shooter actually throws the dice. And verbalize with them. Hey, put your $44 into the come area and say, dealer 44 inside, and watch their verbal cues. Watch their non-verbal cues, because they will look at you, they'll point at you, they'll say, sir, what do you want to do with this? Let them know. Everything's verbal. So once you get your bets in on time, keep those hands outside and make sure that you don't post any late bets, because that not only is that a verbal distraction for the shooter, but that might also be a physical distraction for the shooter, because if they're throwing a dice as you're putting your hand down for that late bet, that might run into the dice and alter whatever their dice roll is going to be. And chances are, if the big red comes up, everybody at the table is going to be upset with you. Number 5, don't buy in until the puck is on off. Now that could be the shooter made a point, you could buy in because they turned the puck off and they're doing whatever they need to do. It could be that it's a new shooter. That way you can drop your money in. And when you do buy in, hey, just drop your money on the table. If you have a player's card, drop that down with your money and put that in the come area and say, dealer, I want to buy in. They'll take your money, they'll send it over to the box man, and they'll count out your chips. Sometimes the dealer will place a bet for you while they're counting out your money. So say, hey dealer, here's my $500 buy in. By the way, I want to do a $25 don't pass bet. And they will say $25 don't pass booked or recorded or whatever term they're using that day. Number 6, don't color up until the shooter is done. Now, in the last one we said don't buy in unless the puck is off. I am saying with the coloring up, don't color up until the shooter is done. Because I've seen so many times when the puck goes off and the other people start coloring up, well, that starts delaying the game. Or what might happen is they'll have the chips there and they'll let the shooter go, once all the new bets are in and that. But all those chips are in the way. It's a distraction for that shooter. And if the dice bounce off the back wall and they come out far enough to hit those chips, that's going to alter the roll as well. So make sure that you wait till that shooter is finished before you color up. An alternative might be going to the cashier's cage. If you don't want to wait for that shooter to be done and you're able to take your bets off the table, just take them off the rack, go to the cashier's cage. They can do just as good, if not better, than what the table will do for coloring up. Coming in at number 7 is give the shooter enough room to shoot. So in other words, if there's a lot of people at a table, and by the way, COVID times we had limited number of people. The casino that I'm at, we only have 3 people per side of the table, which is really nice because they give you a lot of room to maneuver around. And I'm a bigger guy, where I'm the 314 Big Joe here, so I needed a little bit more room in that. The only thing that would limit me during the COVID times was the plexiglass separators between the shooters. But now that COVID is starting to tone down, they took the plexiglass off and we're running 6, 7, 8 people on a side of a table again. So times or places are cramped. You only have your couple trays in front of you. You don't have a lot of elbow room, shoulder room. So do not be afraid to politely ask the people around you if they could slide aside when you are shooting. And hey, do the same thing for them as well. If they ask. Hey, if you're liking this video so far, please give me that thumbs up. Every little bit of help that you could do will help get my video out into the YouTube system, and that way it will help me educate more people and get my message across, because remember, this is my journey and I'm trying to make this your journey as well. Number 8. Hey, don't give the shooter any attention unless they're asking for it. And that's similar to number 3 that I was talking about. The shooter needs to concentrate. They need to do their little ritual. They need to do their little thing. I know when I'm shooting, I don't like a lot of people saying, hey, good job, or reminding me that I'm doing well or not well, for that matter. So let them concentrate, let them do their own thing, and don't bother them unless they start talking to you. They start looking for appreciation. They start looking for praise. They start looking for whatever it is. Number 9, the dealers, the stick man, the box man, they have a lot of stuff going on at the table. They have a lot of things that they need to worry about. And a lot of times people are doing things at the table that really are distracting, that really should not be done. So let the other people around you know what the proper etiquette is. And I'll leave a card in the top right corner there to both my videos, and it'll be one after the other. One was what to do as far as better etiquette, BETTEOR, and then also what is expected from shooter etiquette. And that'll help you know what is proper to do at the table. But hey, if people are crowding the shooter, have them back off a little bit. Remind them, the shooter doesn't want to be bothered. Give them their space. If they're doing something loud or obnoxious and it's way out of the ordinary, way out of line, make sure you mention something to them. Or hey, say something to the stick person or the dealers and ask them to deal with it. Number 10. This kind of goes back to number 2, where I said keep the landing zone clear. Well, in number 2, I was talking about yourself, keeping that landing zone clear. This one, number 10, is asking other people to keep that landing zone clear. So let's say you're on shooter stick position 1 or 2, and you have somebody on that hook, or you have somebody on the end of the table, and they're putting their chips right where that shooter's throwing the dice. Ask them, hey, buddy, could you slide those aside to give them an area to shoot? Give them an area to land their dice, so hopefully it'll not interrupt the dice when they land on the table. Now, number 11, I mentioned in the beginning of the video as being one of my favorites, one of the things that I think is most important, and that is tip the shooter if they're making you money. For example, you know, if you want a couple $100 off the shooter, slide them a 10, 20, 25, 30, whatever you feel comfortable doing. I have not seen it happen too often, and it should happen a little bit more often. We remember to tip the dealers, at least we should. You know, there's nothing wrong with tipping that shooter. I had done that a couple times, and each and every single time that I've done that, the shooter kind of looks at me like, oh, what's this for? And just say, hey, thank you, and just walk away. Or thank you for the great job, and then go right back to your position. It's not something that's common, but I would like to see that a little bit more common going forward in the future. Number 12 is touching on a couple of the other ones that we went through already, you know, not bothering that shooter. But with number 12, we're going to save our praise. We're going to save our high fives. We're going to save our attaboys until that shooter is done. So if they have a really good roll going, don't interrupt them. Save all that praise until afterwards, unless that shooter is looking for it, unless that shooter is saying, Yahoo! Unless that shooter is saying, I'm doing it. Yeah, you know, save it until they're done so that we can help them do their ritual, help them concentrate on their throw, help them keep their rhythm going. And last is number 13, do not criticize the other shooters. Now, not everybody throws the same, not everybody uses the same grip, not everybody sets the dice, not everybody's random, not everybody's rhythm rolling, everybody's different. Don't criticize them because you think they don't know what they're doing. Don't criticize them because they are doing something different than what you're doing. Support everybody. Encourage everybody. This is craps. This is a game that we all need to take the responsibility to promote so that way we can help keep it around for a longer time. If you haven't taken the time to subscribe to my channel, please do so, guys. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 and more subscribers. I'm not far away, and every little bit of help that you can do to promote my channel through subscriptions, through liking them, through giving a thumbs up, through sharing them, please do so, because the more that you guys do, the more YouTube's going to recognize that, and the more they're going to get my videos out, so that way I can make this everybody's journey along with me. Hey, if you can, click on the link on the right side there, and that'll bring you to a video that I shot a few months back. And it talks about the 6 different ways that you can promote the game of craps, something that we all need to do. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craps Master Journey. Let's make it yours too.